That yellow No Frills label in your kitchen might be hiding more than you expect. Some popular No Frills foods contain over half a day's recommended sodium or sugar in a single serving, despite being marketed as everyday staples. Most shoppers never notice because the price feels like a win. But value is not the same as quality. These are not rare items or treats. They are foods families buy every week. Today we reveal 12 No Frills products Canadians should seriously reconsider before they end up in the cart again. Number 12. No Name White Bread. It is in almost every Canadian household, soft, affordable, familiar. The yellow packaging promises savings, families grab it without thinking, but here is what most shoppers never check. The first ingredient is enriched wheat flour. That means refined white flour stripped of its natural fiber and nutrients, then artificially fortified with synthetic vitamins. Your body processes this almost like sugar. It spikes blood glucose quickly, then crashes, leaving you hungry again within hours. One slice contains roughly 1 gram of fiber. Nutrition experts recommend 25 to 30 grams daily. You would need nearly 30 slices just to meet your minimum. Each slice delivers around 130 milligrams of sodium. 2 slices for a sandwich, and you are at 260 milligrams before adding any fillings. The shelf life is suspiciously long. Real bread goes stale within days. This lasts weeks because of preservatives like calcium propionate. You are not buying fresh bread, you are buying a shelf-stable product engineered for logistics, not nutrition. At around $2.50 per loaf, the price feels like a win. But when the ingredients offer minimal nutritional value and maximum blood sugar disruption, what exactly are you winning? But white bread is just the beginning. The next item is something parents spread on their children's sandwiches every day, believing it is healthy protein. It is not what you think. Number 11. No Name Peanut Butter. Peanut butter should be simple. Peanuts, maybe salt. That is it. But flip over the No Name jar and you find a different story. The ingredient list includes peanuts, yes, but also hydrogenated vegetable oil, sugar, and salt. Hydrogenated oils keep peanut butter from separating. Natural peanut butter has oil floating on top. You stir it once and refrigerate. The hydrogenated version stays smooth because it contains modified fats that do not behave like natural oils. Health Canada has pushed to reduce trans fats in Canadian foods for years. While fully hydrogenated oils contain minimal trans fats compared to partially hydrogenated versions, they still represent unnecessary processing in a food that needs no processing at all. Then there is added sugar. A 2 tablespoon serving contains around 1 gram of added sugar. That sounds small until you realize peanuts contain 0 sugar. Naturally, any sugar is added sugar. Over time, across multiple servings, it accumulates. Compare this to natural peanut butter, where the ingredient list reads simply peanuts and salt. Same protein, same healthy fats. No additives. The price difference is often less than $1. Children who grow up eating sweetened peanut butter develop a taste expectation. They think peanut butter is supposed to taste sweet. That shapes preferences for years, but peanut butter is not even the most deceptive item in the breakfast aisle. The next product is marketed directly to children with bright colors and cartoon imagery. What is inside those boxes is genuinely alarming. Number 10. No Name Breakfast Cereal. Walk down the cereal aisle at No Frills and you will see them. Bright yellow boxes with friendly fonts, toasted oats, frosted flakes, Cocoa Puffs imitations. Parents toss them into carts thinking cereal is a reasonable breakfast. Here is what the front of the box does not tell you. Many no-name cereals contain 8 to 12 grams of sugar per serving. A typical serving is about 30 grams, roughly 3/4 of a cup. Most people pour nearly double that amount, so 8 grams becomes 16 before you add milk. Health Canada recommends children consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar daily. One oversized bowl of cereal and a child is halfway there before leaving for school. Meanwhile, fiber content sits at just 1 to 2 grams per serving. Compare that to plain oatmeal, which delivers 4 grams of fiber with 0 added sugar. The cost difference is minimal. A large canister of oats costs roughly the same as 2 boxes of sugary cereal and lasts twice as long. But cereals are engineered for repeat consumption. The sugar creates cravings. The refined grains digest quickly, causing hunger to return within hours. Children who eat sugary cereal struggle with focus and energy crashes by mid-morning. Teachers see it every day. The cereal aisle is a battleground between marketing and nutrition. Marketing usually wins, but cereal is not the only sugar bomb hiding in your refrigerator. The next product is what millions of Canadian children drink every day, believing it is fruit. It is barely fruit at all. Number 9. No name, fruit punch and juice drinks. The bottle says fruit punch. The packaging shows pictures of oranges, grapes, and berries. Your children see it and think they are drinking something healthy. They are not. Look at the actual juice content. Many no-name fruit drinks contain only 5 to 10% real fruit juice. The rest is water, sugar, and flavoring. A 250 milliliter serving can contain up to 28 grams of sugar. That is 7 teaspoons in a single small glass. The sugar comes primarily from glucose fructose, which is Canada's term for high fructose corn syrup. Your body metabolizes fructose differently than glucose. Excess fructose is processed primarily by the liver, contributing to fatty liver development over time. Children's bodies are especially vulnerable. When kids drink fruit punch daily, their baseline sugar intake skyrockets before they touch solid food. The juice provides virtually no fiber because the fruit has been processed and strained. When you eat an actual orange, fiber slows sugar absorption. When you drink fruit punch, sugar hits your bloodstream immediately. Energy spikes, then crashes, hungry again. Irritable, reaching for more sugar. It becomes a cycle. A bag of real oranges costs roughly the same as a large bottle of fruit punch and provides actual nutrition without the sugar overload. But fruit punch is easier. No peeling, no mess, no arguing. Convenience wins again. And if you think liquid sugar is bad, wait until you see what passes for protein on Canadian sandwiches. If you're learning something new here, hit subscribe and keep these eye-opening breakdowns coming. Number 8. No-name cheese slices. They melt beautifully on burgers. They peel apart easily for sandwiches. Children love them. No-name cheese slices are in refrigerators across the country, but look at the label carefully. These products are often labeled as processed cheese product, rather than simply cheese. What is the difference? Real cheese is made from milk, cultures, salt, and enzymes. Processed cheese slices are made from cheese combined with emulsifiers, milk ingredients, salt, color, and preservatives. The emulsifiers give that perfect melt. The added ingredients extend shelf life. A single slice contains around 250 milligrams of sodium, 2 slices on a sandwich, and you have 500 milligrams before adding any meat or condiments. Health Canada recommends adults consume no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium daily. For children, the recommendation is significantly lower, around 1,500 to 1,900 milligrams depending on age. Processed cheese is a sodium delivery system disguised as protein. Compare this to actual cheddar. Real cheddar contains milk, bacterial culture, salt, and enzymes. No emulsifiers, no preservatives, no modified milk ingredients. A block of real cheddar costs more upfront but slices easily and delivers cleaner nutrition. Yes, it requires 60 seconds of slicing. That is the trade-off for real food. But processed cheese is not even the biggest deception in your pantry. The next product looks exactly like something natural and wholesome. Number 7. No-name pancake syrup. Sunday morning pancakes. A Canadian tradition, you grab the bottle, pour generously, and enjoy. But that bottle labeled pancake syrup is not maple syrup. Not even close. Check the ingredients. The first ingredient is typically corn syrup or glucose-fructose syrup. Second is usually water. Further down, you might find artificial maple flavor, caramel color, and preservatives. Actual maple content is often 0. The label says pancake syrup, not maple syrup. That distinction is intentional and legal. Real maple syrup is made from one ingredient, the boiled sap of maple trees. It takes approximately 40 liters of sap to produce 1 liter of maple syrup. That is why real maple costs more. No-name pancake syrup costs around $3 to $4 for a large bottle. Real maple syrup costs $10 to $15 for the same volume. The price gap is significant, but the nutritional gap is even more significant. While both contain sugar, real maple syrup contains trace minerals like manganese, zinc, and riboflavin. Corn syrup contains none of these. It is pure processed sugar with no additional nutritional value. And here's what most Canadians do not realize. Children who grow up eating corn syrup on pancakes do not develop a taste for real maple. When they finally try authentic maple, it tastes different than expected. We are training a generation to prefer artificial flavoring over real food. But pancake syrup is just one freezer aisle deception. The next product is something families serve multiple times per week. It seems harmless. It is not. Number 6, no-name frozen French fries. Friday night fries, quick, easy, and children love them. You pour them onto a baking sheet, slide them into the oven, and 20 minutes later, dinner is served. Simple. But what exactly are you baking? Frozen French fries are not just sliced potatoes. Check the ingredient list. You will typically find potatoes, vegetable oil, modified food starch, rice flour, dextrin, salt, sodium acid pyrophosphate, and sodium bisulfite. The coatings help fries crisp up in your oven. Without them, oven-baked fries turn out soggy. The sodium acid pyrophosphate maintains color. The sodium bisulfite is a preservative. A typical serving is about 85 grams, roughly 15 to 20 fries. That serving contains approximately 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium. But who eats only 15 fries? Most people consume double or triple that amount. Suddenly you are looking at 600 to 900 milligrams of sodium from a side dish alone. The vegetable oils used are typically canola, sunflower, or soybean. These are refined industrial oils that some nutrition researchers raise concerns about regarding inflammation when consumed in large quantities. Compare this to homemade fries. Slice potatoes yourself. Toss with olive oil and salt. Bake at high heat. The ingredient list becomes potatoes, olive oil, salt. 3 ingredients versus 12. Yes, they take longer. Yes, they might not be as crispy. But your body will recognize them as actual food. However, what you cook those homemade fries in matters too. The next product is in almost every Canadian kitchen. It seems neutral and harmless. The truth is more complicated. Number 5. No-name vegetable oil. It is the default cooking oil for millions of Canadians. Cheap, neutral tasting, high smoke point, perfect for frying, baking, and sautéing. The yellow label makes it one of the most affordable options available. But vegetable oil is not made from vegetables. The name is misleading. No-name vegetable oil is typically made from soybeans, canola, corn, or a blend of refined seed oils. The extraction process involves high heat, chemical solvents like hexane, and extensive refinement to create a neutral flavored product with long shelf life. This processing strips away most natural compounds, leaving behind pure fat with minimal nutritional value beyond calories. Some nutrition researchers express concern about the high omega-6 fatty acid content in these oils. While omega-6 is essential, the modern Canadian diet often contains far too much omega-6 relative to omega-3, potentially contributing to inflammatory processes. A single tablespoon of vegetable oil contains around 120 calories and 14 grams of fat. When you deep fry foods, those foods absorb significant amounts of oil. Compare vegetable oil to alternatives like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or even butter. These options cost more but come with different fatty acid profiles and less industrial processing. Extra virgin olive oil retains natural antioxidants and has centuries of documented use in healthy Mediterranean diets. The cheapest option is not always the smartest option. And speaking of cheap ingredients hiding in plain sight, the next product is something children consume almost daily. It seems innocent. The ingredient list suggests otherwise. Number 4. No-name ketchup. Every backyard barbecue, every plate of fries, every child's hamburger, ketchup is everywhere, the tangy red sauce that makes everything taste better. No-name ketchup delivers familiar flavor at a fraction of brand-name prices. But what creates that flavor? The ingredients typically include tomato paste, glucose-fructose syrup, white vinegar, salt, onion powder, and spices. Notice what comes second. Glucose-fructose syrup appears before vinegar. That means there is more corn syrup than vinegar by weight. A single tablespoon of no-name ketchup contains around 4 grams of sugar. That does not sound like much until you watch how people actually use ketchup. Children drown their fries in it. Adults squeeze generous portions onto burgers. A typical serving is often 3 to 4 tablespoons, delivering 12 to 16 grams of sugar alongside your meal. Now consider how frequently ketchup appears in the Canadian diet. Multiple times per week for most families, the sugar accumulates invisibly. Compare this to ketchup brands that use sugar or cane sugar instead of glucose fructose, or better yet, brands with reduced sugar formulas containing around 1 gram per tablespoon. The price difference is often less than 50 cents per bottle, but here is the uncomfortable truth. Children develop taste preferences based on what they eat. If every meal comes with sugar-sweetened ketchup, that becomes their baseline. Real tomato flavor without excessive sweetness tastes wrong to them. But ketchup is not the most processed item in your pantry. The next product is something Canadians reach for during coffee breaks. What is inside is genuinely concerning. Number 3. No-name cookies and biscuits. The afternoon slump hits. You reach for the cupboard. The bright yellow package promises a quick treat. Affordable indulgence, a small reward for getting through the day. But those cookies are engineered for one purpose, making you want more. A typical no-name chocolate chip cookie contains around 8 to 10 grams of sugar per cookie. 2 cookies, and you have consumed nearly 20 grams of sugar. The first ingredient is usually enriched wheat flour. Second is often sugar. Third is vegetable oil or shortening. Then comes glucose fructose, modified palm oil, artificial flavors, and preservatives to maintain softness for months. The texture stays perfect because of emulsifiers and humectants. Real cookies go stale within days, these last for months. That is not freshness. That is chemistry. The calorie density is significant. A small handful of 3 cookies can deliver over 300 calories. Those calories come almost entirely from refined carbohydrates and processed fats with minimal protein or fiber to create satiety. You eat them, your blood sugar spikes, then crashes, and you want more. This is not an accident. Ultra-processed foods are specifically formulated for hyperpalatability. The combination of sugar, fat, and salt triggers reward centers in the brain. The serving size assumes you will eat 2 cookies. The formulation assumes you cannot stop there. Compare this to homemade cookies, same core ingredients, but no preservatives, no emulsifiers, no engineered texture. They cost more in time, but less in hidden health consequences. However, cookies are just snacks. The next item is something families serve as an actual meal. What passes for dinner might disturb you. Number 2. No-name frozen pizza. Wednesday night, everyone is tired. Nobody wants to cook. The freezer offers salvation. 20 minutes in the oven and dinner is served. No-name frozen pizza delivers convenience at an unbeatable price. But convenience has a cost. A typical no-name frozen pizza contains roughly 800 to 1,200 calories for the entire pizza. Most adults eat at least half, sometimes the whole thing. That is 400 to 1,200 calories from a single meal. The sodium content is staggering. A full pizza can contain 1,800 to 2,400 milligrams of sodium. That exceeds the entire daily recommended limit in one sitting. Half a pizza still pushes you toward your maximum before breakfast or lunch enter the picture. The ingredient list is extensive. The crust contains enriched flour, water, sugar, yeast, soybean oil, and dough conditioners. The sauce contains tomato paste, water, sugar, and salt. The cheese is often modified milk ingredients rather than simple mozzarella. The meat toppings contain pork, beef, salt, sugar, sodium nitrite, and various flavorings. Each component is processed. Combined, you have an ultra-processed meal with limited nutritional value beyond calories and sodium. Compare this to making pizza at home. Store-bought dough, canned tomato sauce, shredded mozzarella, and your choice of toppings. It takes maybe 10 extra minutes. The sodium drops dramatically, but frozen pizza survives because of time poverty. Canadians work long hours. Families are exhausted. The freezer becomes the default. And now we reach the final item. This one appears in school lunches across the country. What you are feeding your children should concern you. Number 1. No-name bologna and processed meat. It is cheap. It is convenient. Children eat it without complaint. Bologna sandwiches have been a school lunch staple for generations, but this processed meat represents everything wrong with ultra-processed food. Check the ingredient list. Mechanically separated chicken or turkey, pork, water, modified cornstarch, salt, sodium phosphate, potassium chloride, sodium erythorbate, sodium nitrite, smoke flavor. Mechanically separated meat is exactly what it sounds like. Carcasses are pushed through machines that strip remaining meat from bones under high pressure. The result is a paste that gets formed into the familiar pink disc. Sodium nitrite is a preservative that also gives bologna its distinctive color. However, when nitrites combine with amino acids during cooking or digestion, they can form compounds called nitrosamines. Health Canada and the World Health Organization have classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco and asbestos. This does not mean bologna is as dangerous as smoking. It means the evidence that processed meat increases colorectal cancer risk is considered conclusive. A single slice of bologna contains around 300 milligrams of sodium. 2 slices on a sandwich deliver 600 milligrams. Add cheese and condiments, and a child's lunch approaches their entire daily sodium allowance. We feed this to children 5 days per week for years. The convenience factor overwhelms health consideration every time. What would it take to switch to real sliced turkey, chicken, or roast beef? Maybe $2 extra per week? Maybe 60 seconds of slicing. That is the actual cost of avoiding processed meat. But Canadians keep buying it because the yellow label promises savings. The real cost does not appear until years later.